Welcome to Daily Speak English channel. English podcast for easy English conversation.
Maya, you're at a cafe in Rome. The waiter comes over. He says, fast, like a real Italian, cosa prende? What do you want? Go, right now. Order something.
I want the pasta?
Which pasta?
The round one?
The round one. She wants the round one.
I froze! I completely froze. I knew what I wanted. The words disappeared.
And this is exactly what we're talking about today. Because knowing English in your head and using it in a real moment, those are two completely different things. And real stories, travel stories, life stories, culture stories, that's how we close that gap.
Welcome to Daily Speak English, the podcast where learning English feels less like studying and more like a conversation with friends. I'm Maya.
And I'm Daniel. And if you just heard Maya order the round pasta, yes, that really happened to her. In Florence, 2019.
We don't talk about Florence.
We absolutely talk about Florence. Okay, here's what you're going to get from this episode. By the end, you'll be able to talk about travel experiences naturally, describe cultural differences without feeling awkward, use 5 powerful vocabulary words that real English speakers use every day, and, this is the good part, you're going to learn a 3-step method that will make real conversations feel less terrifying. We're calling it something, but we'll get there.
This episode is A2 to B1, beginner to lower intermediate. You're safe here.
Okay, so let's start with something that I think surprises a lot of learners. People think you learn English before you travel or before you have the big conversation. But actually, it's the opposite.
Say more.
Say more.
You learn English during the mess, during the confusion, during the moment you order the wrong thing and the waiter looks at you like you have 3 heads.
That's so true. I remember this was maybe 6 years ago. I was in a small town in Scotland, tiny place, and I walked into a shop and the woman behind the counter said something to me and I just nodded and smiled and said, yeah. And she handed me a bag of, I don't even know what it was, some kind of Scottish snack.
Did you eat it?
I ate all of it. It was incredible. But the point is, I had no idea what she said. And I survived. And the next day, I went back and I actually listened this time. And that was the moment something shifted.
Right. And there's a word for that moment, actually. It's called an immersive experience. Immersive. Like, you're not just dipping your toe in, you're in it, fully surrounded.
Immersive. Yeah, like watching a movie with subtitles in your own language, that's not immersive. But watching a movie and forcing yourself to just feel the dialogue, guess from the tone, the faces, that's immersive.
Exactly. And here's the thing that I think is a real misconception. A lot of learners think that if you don't understand every word, you've failed.
Oh, that one's a killer.
But understanding 70% and moving forward anyway, that's not failure, that's fluency in training. Fluency isn't knowing every word. Fluency is knowing how to keep going.
I love that. Fluency is knowing how to keep going. Okay, that's going on a poster somewhere.
Please do. Okay, so the second truth, and this one surprised even me when I really thought about it. Culture is not background noise. Culture is the language.
Explain that.
So when British people say not bad, they often mean actually quite good. When Americans say we should get together sometime, sometimes they mean it, and sometimes it's just a warm sound they make.
A warm sound. That's generous.
And if you don't know the culture, you'll misread the language every time. So when you learn English through stories, real stories, travel stories, human stories, you're not just learning words, you're learning the logic behind the words.
There's a word I keep coming back to here. Context. Context. It means the situation around something. The who, the where, the why. A word without context is like a key with no lock. You're just carrying it around and it opens nothing.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you. I've been waiting to use that.
How long?
3 episodes.
Worth it. Okay, so 2 more words and then we get to the method. The first one, navigate. To navigate. It means to find your way through something. A city, a conversation, a confusing menu.
Like, I didn't speak any Japanese, but somehow I navigated the train system in Tokyo. You figured it out. You moved through it.
And the second one, perspective. Perspective. This means the way you see things, your angle, your viewpoint. Travel changes your perspective because suddenly you realize that the way you do things is not the only way. It's just your way.
And when your perspective shifts even a little, your language opens up because you have more to say.
Okay, the method. We're calling this the S.E.E. method. 3 steps. Simple. And yes, it spells see, because this whole method is about learning to see English, not just memorize it.
Step 1, story. Find one real story, a travel story, a cultural moment, a memory in English. It can be a podcast, a YouTube video, a short article, something real, told by a real person, not a textbook dialogue, real.
Step 2, extract. Pull out 3 to 5 words or phrases that felt alive to you. Not the hardest words, the ones that made the story feel like something, the ones you wanted to keep.
Step 3, echo. Use those words in your own story. Write 2 sentences. Say them out loud. Tell a friend. Leave a comment. The word has to travel through you for it to stick. That's the echo.
Story, extract, echo. S.E.E.
And here's the thing. You can do this in 15 minutes. You don't need a classroom. You don't need a teacher watching. You just need one good story and your own honest voice.
Don't take that out of context. She was joking. Or, understanding the cultural context helped me stop being offended. Context. Context has a very practical feeling. It's the word you use when you want to say, wait, you need more information before you judge this.
Context. Context.
Context. Word 3, navigate.
Navigate means to find your way through something, a place, a situation, a difficult conversation.
She navigated the job interview really well, even the hard questions. Or, I had to navigate rush hour on the Tokyo subway alone with 1 bar of Wi-Fi.
Been there.
Navigate implies a challenge. You use it when something is not easy, but you moved through it anyway. It's a word with quiet courage in it.
Navigate. Navigate.
Navigate.
Word 4, perspective.
Perspective is the way you see something, your point of view, like looking at a building from the front versus from above. It's the same building, different perspective.
Traveling alone completely changed my perspective on independence. Or, it's helpful to hear her perspective. I hadn't thought of it that way.
This word is gentle and open. When you say, that's an interesting perspective, you're not agreeing, but you're not dismissing. It's one of the most polite, intelligent-sounding words in English.
Perspective. Perspective.
Perspective. Word 5, fluency.
Fluency means speaking a language smoothly and naturally, like water flowing. Not perfectly, smoothly.
Her fluency in Spanish surprised everyone at the meeting. Or fluency doesn't come from studying, it comes from using.
This word carries a lot of pressure for learners, like fluency is this faraway mountain. But remember what Maya said. Fluency is knowing how to keep going. It's a direction, not a destination. Fluency. Fluency.
Fluency.
Word 6, adapt.
To adapt means to change yourself slightly to fit a new situation. Not lose yourself, just adjust.
It took me 2 weeks to adapt to the time difference. Or she adapted her communication style when she moved to London.
Adapt is an active word. It's not passive. When you adapt, you're choosing to grow. It's different from just getting used to something. Adapting is intentional.
Adapt. Adapt.
Adapt.
Word 7, encounter.
An encounter is an unexpected or memorable meeting with a person, a situation, or even an idea.
I had a strange encounter with a street musician in Prague. He knew 3 languages and laughed at everything. Or my first encounter with British humor was confusing.
Encounter has a slightly dramatic, slightly magical feeling. It's not just meeting. It's a moment that stays with you.
Encounter. Encounter.
Encounter.
And word 8, a phrase this time. Find your footing.
To find your footing means to slowly become comfortable in a new situation. Like when you first stand on a boat, everything moves, but then you adjust and stand steady.
It took me a few months to find my footing in my new city. Or, don't worry, everyone struggles at first. You'll find your footing.
This phrase is warm and reassuring. You use it when you want to encourage someone or yourself. It says the discomfort is normal. The steadiness is coming.
Find your footing. Find your footing.
Find your footing.
So here's the one thing to carry with you today. Real stories are not just entertainment. They're your fastest path to real English.
We want to hear from you. Tell us in the comments, what's one travel moment or cultural moment where English surprised you or where you surprised yourself?
It doesn't have to be impressive. It just has to be real.
We're Maya and Daniel.
And this is Daily Speak English, where every episode you get a little more of your voice back.
Next episode, we're talking about something that nobody talks about. What to do when your English is good, but people still don't take you seriously. The answer might change how you think about accent entirely.
See you then.